Do that even technique here, I want to fine tune that up. It's more of a build up. So as I'm doing it, Travis here, yeah, that's right, you're doing good. Be more relaxed when you do it too. Like I'm doing this, I'm just, I'm served, but I'm not stiff, I'm relaxed. So Travis, you do this pull, you're kind of flexing like this. That's meant to, as this the flex, okay? But as you're doing that, this is the pushing on the shoulder blade, her back area, and pulling up. That's meant to be it increases. It's steady and it's not pulsation. It's a build-up. So as I'm pushing on her back and pulling up, right there, it's just, you know what I'm saying? It lasts for probably 2 or 3 steady seconds, and it goes up until I can kind of feel her drop a little bit. Now with her yelping, some dogs will do that. There's so much stress and anxiety involved. I call it the psychological twister effect. Because for some dogs that when you do this to, they'll actually not like it on the scale of wanting to stop, but it creates a stress reaction. They'll yelp, even though it's not the physical part of it, that we're not hurting them at all. It's not linked to that, hurting or anything like that. We need them to it'll take that form, that human form. So we want to be careful when we do this to make sure that we're ignoring that. We're not feeding into that. Okay. So as we do this method, focus on these moments without thinking about that stuff. So here, Travis, I'll get you to do that. Push on her back, pull up. That's right. Yep. So good. A little less. It doesn't have to be quite as forceful, but you'll get this as even when you after you watch this tape, as you do it, you'll see me do it. There's definitely a knowing when to stop, when to bring it up. So just as she draws up into you, then that's the moment you've achieved it. And then speak to her a little bit, but even more in your mind. So, and then exactly. So then as you're talking or as you're deciding, then you're flexing again, which means there's no psychological release point. There's no time that I'm just saying in my mind it's okay. You can go out and do what you want, or she starts to express dominance. I want to start to cut into all that thinking. Now, again, same thing though. You're not going to get, and this is the thing to understand, there's a balance here. It's not going to get it's like the tide coming in and out. You're not going to have her, their thoughts aren't going to be totally pure right away in a follower sense. So as you're doing this, you're just focused on getting ones in there. So she's going to start to express dominance. You're flexing again. But there's times that you need to move her forward. So the moving forward part of this, if the dog is really dominant and they're expressing too much and she starts to jump, move, say even with Gunner, move the dog forward 2 or 3 feet and then resit. Because what that does is it changes their focus. If I'm pushing on the dog's back or I'm stationary authority, then they're focused on fighting me, they're challenging. Then by moving them forward 2 or 3 feet and sitting them again, it changes their focus. It gets their brain out of that. It just refocuses, just like, okay, it's not that they're winning anything, it's just that I'm moving them forward, and then the sit will happen to be more accepting of authority. So you need to move back and forth. So here, Travis, what you want to do is, I want you to move her forward towards the food dish, and you may have to add on to the circle method of circling her around a little bit. So you flex, sit her right away. So sit her, this type of exercise, very good. And then your bigger moment. Yep, that's right, good. Now flex again so when you change the leash hand, very good, Travis, as you change the leash hand with the other hand, you're switching like you did, you get your moment, your bigger moment. Because you want this hand to be, again, free and clear as you do that, and then you just put it back over into the hand you have now. Communication tool again. Now you're flexing a little bit, and at times, that's right. So you're assessing her as you're doing this. You're seeing as you're flexing. You're feeling as she draws up. There's moments that she's going to be with you. Okay, she's going to be. So even she looks towards you. The door opens a little bit. Flex a little bit more. Hey, that's right. Push on her back. Here another time. Push and pull up. See how she changes. You can see her eyes move even before she draws her head up. Her eyes will move up, and so you're changing that. What you're saying is, it doesn't matter what's going on in here. The dominant dog, I'll close this, the dominant dog is going to not be focused on the owner. Everything's going to trigger them more movement, whatever's going on. They're going to start looking at everything. You don't. I won't look at that thing because then I become a source of power again. If I look at something and